Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're in our first week of the fall season and we've got glorious amounts of space that we've filled with pumpkins. Part of today's plan is to go through to see if any of the kegs are ready to roll, as I have a sneaking suspicion that some of the preserve jars are ready to be harvested from today, which will be fantastically useful, as of course, shock and horror, I want to make as much money as possible. And being able to do so with using the preserve jars is a good shout. Same with the alcoholic brewing kegs, because of course, they're fantastically helpful. Now, one of the other things that I'm also considering at the moment is how am I going to improve friendships with the other villagers. Now, there's not many more that I need to worry about, which is nice. When I say that, I mean there's only a couple of them that I don't have maximum friendship with, which is fantastically helpful, because of course the sooner I fill that up, the better. Now, looks like the Junimo are finishing the harvesting of the last bits of wheat, which are, you know, the last bits of wheat that grew over the last few days, which is great, because that's, again, really handy, and it's just going to make my life a little bit easier, since that I don't have to worry about them. I might have to just get in there and scythe the other bits down, just because of speed, because, shockingly enough, I am significantly faster at scything wheat down than the individually plucked wheat that the Junimo do. As adorable as Junimo are, they are not the fastest when it comes to some crops, like amaranth and the like. Now, the wheat itself, I'm probably not going to do a huge amount with. I am probably going to sell it, and, well, sell it if it is iridium quality, and actually, to be fair, I might as well just sell all of it. It's not really needed at the moment by myself. I do have a lot of it, and I don't think pickling it is really a good use of my time, comparatively. I might mill some of it into flour, but the main reason I grew it was just to do something over the few days between the season change, because, well, otherwise I was just going to end up with wasted space and a chance at essentially having damaged, well, not damaged, but fallow land. Now look at all of that glorious, glorious pickled goodness. Now, very fortunate here, they've all become ready at once. I say very fortunate. It's not impossible to sort out and organise that, so I've wrangled it so that that is the case, which is good. So we're going to pickle some tomatoes, because we're going to get rid of those. Now, I do have the tomato plants on Ginger Island just growing that, which is, well, fine. That'll just constantly grow for me, and that's okay. And one of the other things that I've kind of got to work with is trying to figure out what other crops I can slap into these. Now, I've got the amaranth in there, which of course I grew a huge quantity of amaranth earlier this year. I say last season, which, I mean, oh yeah, yes, okay, it is technically this year. But I'm also going to put some of the fruits in from the fruiting trees and just make some, like, orange jelly, no, marmalade. Marmalade, damn it! Again, I really do need to look up the differences between jellies, jams, and marmalades, because I bet you there's some, like, really specific, weird, actual difference between them all. But, hey, I'm far too scatterbrained to remember. That's the problem. Okay, so we're going to pickle some rhubarb, and we're going to get that one going. Now, what else can we kind of wrangle here? I mean, there's got to be something else that I can do that's vaguely clever. Well, we'll figure it out. And, yeah, so I've thankfully managed to sort out the general sort of like layout of a good chunk of the farm. And in here, I'm going to grab these pumpkins, and I think what I'm going to do with these plots of land is I'm going to not sell them, I mean, let's sort out the pumpkins. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grow some fairy roses. And that's partly because I know that Jazz likes them, and I don't think my relationship with her's that high, really. And essentially, I've got to kind of go plum pudding or, well, fairy roses. There's really no other major choice that I can kind of really honestly get away with. So that's the black plan on that one, at least. So we'll try out that and hope for the best, really. Now again, we've got some more pickles which are ready, which is good, and going to replace those with what else can we put in here? Well, we've got a couple of other vaguely handy crops that we can just slap in there. I've also got a few just running starfruit, which is an expensive commodity comparatively. And I'm quite happy to make starfruit jam because I've got a lot of starfruit on the go. And I kind of will just have a lot of starfruit on the go because I've got the starfruit manufactory based over in Ginger Island, which again is quite I feel a sensible thing to have. But yeah, that's that one at least. So I'm just going to quickly grab these bits of cheese. Now currently I haven't done much with the ostrich eggs. Now I know I've got one in the incubator, and I'm kind of debating whether it's more beneficial to me to turn that into mayonnaise or try and get more ostriches at the moment. Because really having more ostriches is a good thing, because again, ostrich eggs are good. Now I don't honestly know what what their mayonnaise is like. I mean, is it a specific? Is it different? Is it like dinosaur mayonnaise? Is it a thing? I honestly don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to try and figure that one out. But hey, that's just how this one goes. Okay, so I'm gonna plant a few more of these autumnal seeds here, just so I can grow some more wild crops, again for the plums mainly, as that's going to be a generally sensible plan on this one, because again, yes, plums, we're going to need them, because again I can make the ever useful and ever handy plum pudding. Now, the other things that I've got to deal with are going to be the last couple of recipes and where I get them from. Hopefully, they are going to be something around this time of year. I mean, I hope they're fall ones, because I've used the I've used the damn TV every damn day to see if it is present, and I do really want to make sure I end up with that last recipe, well, the 2 recipes that remain. I'm just very much hoping, as I mentioned in the previous video, that they aren't linked to year 2, because that is going to damn me to having to wait until year 4 to complete this run. And I don't really want to have to do that. Year 3 is where I'm at, and where I'd like to achieve this. Now, for now, I'm going to purchase another large clump of pumpkin seeds, because I've planted quite a lot of them already, and I'm just going to need more to fill up a lot of space. And, again, make my life easier moving forward. So that's the plan on that one. Okay. Now, I know I want to make the tub of flowers, so I'm just going to try and sort that out, because I've not actually made that before, I don't think. And because, again, yeah, it requires some other stuff for you to actually do. So, of course, I haven't done that. But once I sort that out, that'll be good, and kind of figure out what we need to do. let's see what else we can kind of figure out on this one. What else? Okay, so we've got a nice little cutscene with Pam. I have caught you praying. Isn't that like the... not evil thing, but like the thing that Krobus sells? Like the evilish looking Dewberry Hoover. It doesn't look like it's a good guy thing. Definitely doesn't look like the symbol of Yoba. Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm just being ignorant of religion here. Oh, Pam. This is kind of sad, I will admit. Because it's the... she's aware that she's failing. And that she's not doing well at trying to do her best. And it is kind of sad that she's aware of it, but she's still... I think, honestly, she just needs some extra help. From where that extra help comes is kind of a different question. And it's the sort of thing like, maybe Penny can help her. Because, you know, if you turn to somebody you're close to, like your daughter, perhaps she can help, maybe? I just don't know, to be fair. But, hey-ho, that's just how this is going. Okay, so we've got another pomegranate, that's fine. That's probably going to end up in a jam or preserve of some description. And what next? Okay, so let's organise getting some wood out so we can actually make the seed tubs. And once we've made them, then we'll do something with them. Put them here. And they look pretty and all. I hope their flowers actually stay. That would kind of suck if they don't. If they just wilt and die, I'll be quite upset. Not like really upset, but, you know, somewhat frustrated with it in the end. Because, you know, I've tried. Whether it's a particularly good way of doing things, I don't honestly know. I couldn't tell you. But hey, we're doing things. So, let's go on and see what we can do. I'm going to plant a bunch more of these pumpkins here because, of course, we are. Anyway, so this is going to become quite a nice large pumpkin patch. And that's going to be the primary crop just grown throughout this season. Now, I'm going to also hoe up a bit of the land that's below the corn here. Well, the remaining bits of corn left. And try to plant... well, I say try to. Plant a few more pumpkins. And I'm going to have to go grab a couple more of the iridium quality sprinklers. Just so that I can... well, have access to that. I'm debating whether I put down just a basic, like a quality sprinkler in that small patch below the Junimo hut that isn't going to fill like the better quality, like the iridium one. The other option is I'd put down another iridium one and actually just kind of discount that small bit of land that isn't actually going to do anything. Either a, I guess, vaguely good ideas. I just don't know really what might work out so well. We'll figure it out. It's a thing. So yeah, let's just slap down some more pumpkin seeds and that'll be good. So let's sort this one out then. Okay, so we'll sort that out there. And what next, I guess? Okay. Well, what else can we actually get? Well, I guess that's the question, isn't it? What other useful things can we sort out here? What other things can we actually organise? That's going to be the big question, isn't it? So, what we'll do is we will sort out a new sort of a new idea. I'm going to quickly head back to Ginger Island though for a moment as I think that's probably going to be a good idea. Okay, so we've got lots of sap here. So we've got 7 trees there, and that's generated not as much sap as I'd expected. And yeah, I think that's kind of the way to sort of look at it, is it's not generating kind of as much as I would have expected, which kind of sucks in many ways. But, you know, we have to deal with it. It's just how it goes. Okay. So we've got lots of eggplants. Again, that's kind of good. We've got lots of other miscellanea. Again, that's good. More sap. Again, which will just be useful for making something helpful in the long run. I think when it really sort of like boils down to it, it's going to be useful to me to just gather as much as physically possible and kind of hope for the best. I mean, there's no other way of really putting it, is there? It's like, I've got lots of stuff growing on the island, but I've got to kind of see if anything can be helpful for me at the moment. And, I mean, one kind of hopes that something useful comes out of it all, but who knows? Okay, so I'm going to put the sprinklers back from Ginger Island, take them back to the farm. And you can see we've still got like a fair bit of time before, I mean, I say time to kill almost, where we don't have to worry so much at the moment, which is fine. Okay, so we're going to fertilize as much of this as well as we can, because again, we want to have as much fertilized ground as possible. We're after the quality of the crops, because we are going to sell some of these pumpkins. Some of them, yes, are going to be used as well, just as part of doing things, and so, like turning them into pickled pumpkin. But others are going to be sold, which, you know, that's the thing. It's just how this goes. Okay, so let's teleport back over to Ginger Island again for a moment. It's 9:50. We've still got a good opportunity to do things, and that's kind of the important thing at this point. Because, yeah, it's kind of what we need to do. And just kind of hope for the best. A little bit. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just harvest this up. I'm going to head back over to the volcano, and I think I'm just going to try and gather some stone. I've got that challenge that was set by Robin to gather 1,000, and I don't think that's, you know, a particularly awfully difficult thing to kind of request. And, well, we'll just kind of hope and see. I think. Really? I mean, heck, I don't know. But, you know, that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try to sort all this out. And, yeah. Because, yeah, we're going to try and, like, murder our way through everything here. We're going to put some bombs down, get the stone. Because once we've got the 1,000 stone, we'll get a little bit more gold. It's not going to give us any other bonus rewards. Because I do think now that I've actually done all of the rewards that can be obtained from, what's it called? Doing things? I mean, that sounds very stupid, I'm painfully aware. But I believe that I've actually done all of the things that I can do. The sub-quest bits, the what are they called? They're not really challenges, but the tasks that are given on the quest board, whatever it's called, the community goals or things. I've done all of that, and that's fine. So I'm going to try and, well, I'll gather eventually some more stuff from that, but I'm kind of stuck at this point in sort of doing things, I guess. I know that sounds very, very stupid. I'm painfully aware. But that is kind of where I'm at the moment. I've got stuff done as much as I can. I'm not gonna get any more quest rewards. I'm not gonna end up earning anything super exciting, I don't think, sadly. So we have to make do. So yeah, that's just how it's gonna go for this one. Okay, so it's 1 AM. We should probably head to bed. Otherwise, we are going to end up passing out on the farm again. Now, it's been quite a while since I've passed out on the farm, which is good. I also need to go back to the volcano and put some of those galaxy souls into the other iridium weapons, such as the needle, or the dagger, and the hammer. Because I do want to sort that out. I want to make sure that I've got that. And I don't think that's a particularly terrible thing to want to do, is it? So yeah, that's going to be what I'm going to try and do. Moving forward, I think that's a sensible plan. Okay, so we've made ourselves another 100,000 from the pickles and preserves, which is great. So I'm going to now move on to Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, so I'm moving on to Thursday, because I can remember the days of the week. Honest gov. Okay. The thing is I've got to try to figure out is, what am I going to do come the winter? I've kind of got to rely entirely on Ginger Island, really, haven't I? There's no other way about it. I've got to rely on Ginger Island producing enough for me. I think it's probably the best way of putting it, really, isn't it? Because if I can sort that out, and hope that Ginger Island can just keep producing the starfruit and other crops quickly enough, it should give me a decent turnaround. Me making this other shed has given me that opportunity, really in theory, to make that. So hopefully, like with all the fingers of crossing, I can generally generate enough of what I'm after. So yeah, one hopes that we can actually achieve this. Yeah. So let's see what other things we can quickly sell. Ginger I don't need. Don't really care so much for that. What else can we organise? Well, we've got lots of oak resin, which is going to be very useful, because we're going to need a lot of oak resin. We need it for the next set of kegs. And I need lots of wood, I need the oak resin, and I need copper and iron. So the copper and iron's going to be a little bit more of a faff, but again, it's not really that hard. I can deal with that. It's, you know, stuff and things, we get stuff done. And that's fine, because we'll have stuff done. So let's see what other things we can kind of figure out on this one. Well, let's go and organize this mess of stuff we've got here. Going to grab some more pumpkin seeds, because again, we need the pumpkin seeds to be sorted. We need them all organized and generally made a good mess of. Okay, so slap down some more pumpkins in here. That's good. Okay. Let's see what else we can actually kind of organize. Well, again, more wheat. Not like, again, the most useful of things right off the bat, but it's a thing. We've got the opportunity of doing something with it. I guess is probably the nicest way of putting it. Okay, so we're gonna sell the eel roe and stuff, because again, we don't really need it. Okay, so we've got some more wine. So again, we're gonna replace that with more wine. I guess I could turn the wheat into beer. It's a faster turnaround than wine, which is nice, but it's not the end of the world, I don't think. yeah, it's a thing. I don't really feel like I need to worry so much about that. I guess that's probably the best way of putting it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to put some starfruit in here. I'm going to have some more wine. Now, the other thing I've got to kind of figure out is what other stuff do I want to put onto the farm? Now, I've got lots of sheds, and I feel quite pleased with the fact that I have them. The thing is, the shed that I'm using as essentially a greenhouse too, I've kind of realised it's a bit of a moot point, because I've got Ginger Island. So, maybe, honestly looking at it, I need to figure out a better way of, well, using it, I guess. I mean, there has to be something I can do that would be a better use for the damn thing. So, I mean, what could I do? What could work, like in a better way for me for that? I mean, hopefully I can figure out something for that. Oh, I mean, one would hope, because yeah, I mean, there's some. Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about that one for a little bit. I'm sort of like trying to figure that one out as to what works, what might work well for me. So we'll give it a go, I guess. That's really all I can say, is I'm going to have to give it a go and give it a try and see what works. But I definitely need to go and visit the volcano. I need to sort out the weapons at some point, as I do want to try other ones. Now, okay, we're getting some more hay, because I know I'm going to need a lot of that over the winter period, so that's going to be a thing. I guess the other option is I could use some of the other bits of, maybe not specifically the farmland outside the farmhouse on Ginger Island. You know, there's a lot of land outside near where the bone generation bit, like the river itself. I wonder if I could use that to my advantage in trying to figure out if I could turn that into something more beneficial. Like I wonder if I could hoe that land and actually plant stuff in it and put some sprinklers in and essentially just turn that into a what's it called? Oh my goodness gracious me, I'm such a moron. I just blew up a bunch of kegs. I hate myself. That is so annoying. Like, I know it happens occasionally, but damn it. Well, that's a waste of resources. And I lost about 6 or 7 of the damn things, so that's not a small amount of them. So that's going to annoy me. And there's me postulating ideas, and what have I done? I've managed to screw it up. That's really frustrating. Very, very annoying. Fine. I will just be frustrated with my general idiocy, unfortunately, on that one. That's annoying. Fine. Fine. Okay, so we'll try and figure that out. With what we can actually do. Flip. The trouble is, I'm now really annoyed at myself for having done that. So yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out what else I can try and do here. Because like my idea is, theoretically, I could turn that bit of land near Professor Snail's tent into a food production area, and I could use it to make wheat, which, although it's not going to sell for much, I could use it to ensure I have like, a decent amount of hay for the animals, which is kind of my main jam at the moment, is making sure that there is enough for me to feed them. Like, I want to make sure that they are fed during the winter, which I think is reasonable, right? I think. So yeah, it's that's my logic, at least, on that one. Right, so let's go back into the volcano. Let's see if we can finish off that 1,000 stone. There can't be that much more for me to do. And conveniently, the crops here just give you so much more. Like, it's genuinely surprising how much more you earn, like, stone-wise. I think each of them gives you, like, 3. I think it's, like, 2 to 3 bits of stone. And slapping a bunch of these down is fine. We'll just, like, follow some stuff up here. Gather some more coal. Again, that's going to be handy because I could make some more preserve jars with that if I really felt like it. But it's really going to be after the other things. Okay, so we've got some diamonds. So again, I'm going to come to a point where I might start selling the gemstones again, just to make sure I don't need them. Well, once I've made sure I don't need them, because that is kind of going to be a thing that I need to pay attention to, because I could run out of things I could need, like the aquamarine and the marble, where I just genuinely didn't have what I needed and was unable to, unfortunately, get what I wanted out of it all, which kind of sucked. Okay, so we've got some more cinder shards. Those are going to be very handy because I'm going to need a lot of them to improve the weapons. And I think the next visit I have to the volcano, I'm going to improve the weapons. I mean, I've got the galaxy souls. I've got cinder shards enough to definitely do a fair few of them. But I'm not 100% sure. What I am going to do, I think, is when it comes to doing the farming stuff, I'm just going to make sure I put the bombs out of my inventory. Because I feel so stupid. Like, aggravatedly stupid. Like, that I managed to do that, and it's very, very annoying. I'm sure it happens to everybody at some point, but goodness gracious, do I feel like a complete moron. And yeah, I'm annoyed at myself for it, which I think is kind of reasonable. Really? Yeah. Because goodness gracious, do I feel very stupid. So, c'est la vie. Right, so let's see what else we can sort out for ourselves. Well, I'm going to bomb some more rocks. Again, a reasonable selection there, so I'll just blow you up and stab that horrible creature and just go away. Be gone. Leave me alone and just die. Please, for that is what I would like you to do. Just die, you horrible critters. Okay, so... well... the other advantage is, of course, I'm getting iron and copper ore in abundance here, which I do need when I really boil it down. I need that stuff. Because, of course, that's going to give me a greater opportunity to, well, make stuff. Which is going to be the replacement damn kegs. Ugh, gosh. The problem with that, of course, is that I need to, well, wrangle some more of things, I guess. Frustratingly, I'm going to need to sort out a greater quantity of other useful things, which unfortunately is honestly going to be working out what can I do next. Where am I going to put things as well? I think that's the other thing I've got to try and figure out. What on earth am I going to do with all this? How am I going to wrangle this? Oh, this is so frustrating. Ugh, fiddlesticks and bunkum. Well, like I've mentioned previously, I'm going to make a bunch more, like, in the way of weapons. That's fine. Like, to improve the weaponry enough so that I can actually do something vaguely fun, I guess. So yeah, I've got like a plan. It's not a very good one, but I've got a plan. I think that's really what I can boil it down to, isn't it? I have an idea. I'm not sure how good it is, sadly. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Well, definitely got to have had enough of the stone soon enough, right? Oh, go away. Shoot, be gone. I don't need to be dealing with you. Okay, so we've got some more copper, we've got some more nothing, and another robot friend. Let's just sell some of these gemstones to the dwarf because I don't need them right now. And it's probably not going to hurt for me to sort that out at least. So, let's see what we can do. Well, we've got some cinder shards. It's all well and good, I guess. What next? I guess that's the big next question, isn't it? What next? What can I do next? Well, I kind of want to get to that dragon skeleton, but I don't think there's much point at this time, really. So, we'll do what we can. Blow up this selection of guff and just kind of hope for the best. Okay. Well, let's sort this bit out at least. Okay. Well, let's bomb this area. That'll be fine. And look at all that lovely stone. That's fantastic stuff. Now, the other sort of thing that I'm kind of debating at the moment is how am I going to wrangle my general organization at the moment. I have a general plan moving forwards with the farm. Might not be very good, but I'm still trying to aim to make the 10 million so I can buy the golden clock. The other thing I need to do is, of course, make the other things that I haven't made yet, so from the crafting list. So I am going to have to go through and sort of like check off at least what have I done, what haven't I done, and sort of like I know I've made this, I know I haven't made that, you know, that sort of thing. And that could be good, theoretically. I don't know though. It might work. It might work out. It might not. So I am going to have to try and figure that one out at least. Which concerns me somewhat. I think it's probably the best way of putting it. But I will. So I think the other thing that I need to sort out as well is the crafting stuff, and just having a look forward to what else can I sort of organise in that regard. Now, I'm just going to reorganise the stuff in the chests a little bit, put stuff away. I've got lots of Omni Geodes, so maybe I should crack those open, see if I can get something good to sell out of them. That might work. And just set some other stuff to smelt. But whilst I set all that up, I'd like to say thank you very much for joining me for today's episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you do have any ideas of what sort of things you'd like to see me do, please do comment below, because I'm always more than happy to sort of look into what sort of things might be good fun. One of the other things I'm sort of looking at doing is some of the other games that I've picked up recently, the joys of Steam sales and all. So yeah, I've got some ideas, stuff that might be good fun. But again, if you have enjoyed, please do like, share and subscribe, because again, they all do help. But if you have enjoyed, hopefully I'll catch you again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.